Nintendo and Ubisoft have frequently shown that they get along, but one of their biggest collaborations is in Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a very unexpected game that has a lot of good things going for it, but let me show you how much some small changes could have improved it. First off, the most important change is... Sorry about that, as I was saying, the most important change... Will you stop taking selfies for just 1 second? As you can see, some wacky shenanigans cause Rabbids to invade and spread mayhem all over the place. Most of them are dicks, but some of them cosplaying Mario characters join the originals to fight back, so it's up to Luigi, Red Luigi and the rest of the team to save the Mushroom Kingdom. The game is mainly a strategy RPG like the Fire Emblem or XCOM series, which means when combat starts you use your turn to attack, use abilities and move your units on a set grid, and your opponent will do the same once their turn arrives. You'll level up, gain power orbs used to unlock and power up skills, and earn gold that can be spent to buy new weapons for your party. The gameplay is in general enjoyable and has a good pace. The interface is clean and easy to understand. The world design is very colorful and creative, and apart from fighting, you also have some puzzle solving every once in a while to break the monotony. Introduction aside, let me start by saying that if this sounds like something you would enjoy, then you most likely will, but there are some major things that stop me from fully enjoying the game. Some are more important than others, so I'm gonna divide them into main complaints, gripes, and nitpicks. My main complaints can be really summarized in one word, and that's repetition. I understand that in games, a lot of things are reused to save on developing time and costs, but I think this game takes it too far. First off, each member of your party has a set of abilities that are divided into 3 skill trees, and you would expect each character to have their own unique skills, right? Well, that's far from reality. Most skills a character has are repeated on another one. For example, literally everyone can jump, jump and dash, but that's just the start. Mario, Luigi and Peach all have the same ability that allows them to counterattack. Rabbid Peach and Luigi use the same robot bomb, Mario and Rabbid Mario use the same hammer skill, and you can imagine the rest. They all have some very small variation on each skill to try and make it stand out, but you can almost count with one hand the amount of skills that are actually unique. But this not only extends to your party, oh no, enemies also share these skills. They all can dash, the hopper enemy can team jump, the Siggies can use the counter attack, and so on. This obviously makes your party members a lot less interesting and unique. I understand them sharing some skills, especially team jump, to make them work together, but I think they clearly went too far with this. Or not far enough? Secondly, the repetition trend continues with enemies. Every new zone has their own enemies designed with a style that fits it, but they are really just the same enemy you previously fought, but with a different skin. Every once in a while you're introduced to a new enemy, and from that point forward that enemy gets a new skin on every new chapter. Without taking bosses into account, you know how many enemy types are in the game? A whopping 7. So considering that this game takes around 20 to 30 hours to beat, imagine how many times you'll fight the same enemies while using the same skills that each side shares. As you can probably guess, it gets old real fast. I honestly wouldn't mind there being just a few more enemy types, like 12 or so. This way they can retire some enemy types when introducing newer ones instead of fighting the same enemy from the beginning to the end of the game, especially since they share so many skills with your own party. Now, onto the gripes. As you explore the different worlds, every once in a while you stumble on a chest. Some of these are just in the open, but most of them are hidden or behind a puzzle, so they're an extra reward you can take if you wish. The problem is that they are kind of a waste of time. You can get 3 types of rewards. A collectible, like a new 3D model, it's alright if you're into that, but it doesn't really help you in the game. A weapon unlock, it's nice, but it might be for a character you're not using and you still have to buy the weapon. This may not be worth it, since at the end of each chapter a new weapon is unlocked for every character automatically. These weapons are literally better than the previous ones, so if you buy the one unlocked in the chest, the upgrade will be outdated shortly. And lastly, power orbs, which as I mentioned previously are used to enable or upgrade skills. You don't get many of these on one chest and they don't show up often, but they are definitely the best reward. Being the chest not very appealing, even though at first I go out of my way to get them, by the end of the game I ignore them since most likely I wasn't gonna get something useful. I think they are colored based on what reward it is, so you can ignore the ones you don't want to bother with, but a lot of time you won't be able to see them until you actually find them. This could easily be fixed by giving something else that's useful like gold, unlocking the weapon of a character that's currently on your party, or outright giving you the weapon, or making it so that new weapons unlocked are as good as the ones given by the end of the chapter. My second gripe is backtracking. At the end of each chapter, your AI companion randomly gets a new skill. Like for real, he's just like, I can now do this, don't question it. This new skill allows you to progress in the next chapter, but it's also very clear that you're missing it on the previous ones, since you frequently stumble upon these obstacles that you can't get rid of, teasing you with what might lie ahead. But for me, it's not very interesting to go back to a previous world, mainly because as I mentioned, the new chests I may unlock are not very rewarding, and even though you can find a couple new enemy encounters, the enemies don't level up with you, so in order for them to be a challenge or give a decent amount of gold or XP, you will have to literally go back to the same world as soon as you finished it. I would prefer if the new skill was unlocked around the middle of the world, so that you can backtrack and unlock new paths to allow you to continue. And of course, I would prefer if the skill was gained after defeating a middle boss or something, instead of just given to you out of nowhere. And that's that. My main takeaway is that maybe they repeated some stuff like abilities and enemy design to make the game easier to understand, which makes sense to me since Mario is known for being in very approachable games. But if this was their goal, they clearly overdid it. I don't think repeating so much content in a game meant to be played for more than 20 hours was a very good idea. I think a franchise like Paper Mario did a better job at simplifying a complicated genre, while being entertaining from start to finish. What's surprising is that there is clearly a lot of time and effort put into the game based on the available content. A decently long campaign, unlockable extras, a co-op mode with additional missions, and optional challenges. And this is without mentioning DLC. But honestly, I would have enjoyed the game more if there was less extra content so that more resources could have been used in avoiding so much repetition. These are of course just my thoughts, and in general I enjoyed the game and finished it as well. I do hope they make a sequel. But before the video is over, I can't let you go without some good old nitpicks. Each world has like 3 decorations that are repeated constantly. You can play with all Mario characters, you can play with all Rabbids characters, and you can play without Mario. That's bullshit. Beebo is the worst companion I've ever had. He's constantly complaining, super narcissistic, and tries too hard to be funny, just like me. Some animations are repeated several times in a loop for no reason. No, it's okay, Luigi, take your time. The characters are not really balanced. Rabbid Peach is the only character that has a decent heal, but I hate playing with her and her fucking constant selfies. Hey, I hope you're well, and I hope you also enjoyed this video. If you did, then please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.